The wind howls through the pines of Asheville, North Carolina, sharp and bitter, like it's trying to claw the truth out of the earth. It's October 2024, and I'm 32, standing on the warped porch of my childhood home, a two-story relic tucked into the Blue Ridge Mountains. The boards creak under my boots, groaning with the weight of years I've tried to outrun. My name's Rowan Ellis, and I've come back because of a letter, a thin, yellowed envelope. My sister, Mara, shoved into my hands 3 days ago, her hazel eyes darting like a cornered deer's. "You need to see this," she'd whispered, voice cracking, before disappearing into the dusk. I didn't open it then. I waited until now, until the mountain air could brace me for whatever it held. The paper trembles in my hands as I unfold it, the ink smudged but legible, dated 15 years ago. It's my father's handwriting, blocky, deliberate, like he was carving his guilt into stone. "Clara," it begins, addressed to my mother. "I can't keep pretending. It was me. I let her go that night. I didn't stop him." The words blur as my pulse hammers in my ears, a dull roar drowning out the wind. "Her is my older sister, Lila, dead at 17. Her car found crumpled at the base of Black Mountain Pass when I was just a kid. They told me it was an accident, a slick road, a teenage mistake. But this says something else. My father let her go. He didn't stop him. Who the hell is him?" I stumble back, the railing digging into my spine, the scent of damp wood and rotting leaves choking me. Lila's face flashes her crooked grin, the way she'd braid my hair too tight, her laugh like a bell ringing through these hills. She was my anchor when Mom drank herself numb, and Dad turned into a ghost after his lumber mill shut down. And now, this letter says he let her die? My stomach twists, bile rising, but it's not just grief, it's rage, hot and jagged, slicing through the hurt. I've spent years building a life away from here, teaching history at a community college in Charlotte, dating Nora, pretending I could bury this place. But this secret's a match, and I'm the dry timber. The screen door bangs open, and Mom steps out, her gray hair wild, a cigarette dangling from her lips. She's 58, but looks 70, skin sagging like the peeling paint on this house. "Rowan, what are you doing out here freezing your ass off?" Her voice is gravelly, indifferent, but her eyes snag on the letter. They widen, just for a second, before she masks it with a cough. "Where'd you get that, Mara?" I say, my voice low, dangerous. I hold it up, the paper flapping like a trapped bird. "What's this, Mom? What did Dad do to Lila?" She freezes, ash falling from her cigarette onto the porch. "Don't start digging up old bones, Rowan. It's done." But her hands shake as she stubs out the smoke, and I know she knows. She's always known. The air thickens, heavy with unspoken rot, and I feel it, the first crack in the dam I've built around my heart. I loved them, Dad, with his quiet strength, gone 5 years now to cancer. Mom, brittle but mine. Mara, my shadow. But this is betrayal. A knife twisted by the people who raised me. I storm past her into the house, the letter clutched like a weapon. The living room smells of stale beer and mildew, the faded plaid couch sagging under memories. I grab my phone from the coffee table, hands trembling as I dial Nora. She picks up on the second ring, her voice soft, steady. "Hey, babe, you okay up there?" "No," I choke out. "I'm not. I found something Dad, he did something to Lila. I don't know what yet, but I'm going to find out, and I'm going to make them pay." There's a pause, then her sigh, gentle but edged with worry. "Rowan, slow down. Come home. We'll figure it out together." "I can't," I snap, pacing the worn rug. "This is my fight." I hang up before she can argue, my breath ragged. The hurt's a live wire now, sparking into something darker resolve. Whoever he is, whatever Dad did, whatever Mom's hiding, I'll unearth it. And when I do, I'll burn it all down, their lies, their peace, their world. The wind screams outside, and I swear it's Lila, urging me on. The kitchen smells like burnt coffee and regret. a sour tang that clings to the peeling linoleum as I slam the letter onto the table. Mom flinches, her bony fingers curling around a chipped mug, but she doesn't look up. The clock ticks above the sink 11:47 p.m., its rhythm a mockery of the chaos splintering through me. I've been pacing this house for hours since finding the letter, my boots tracking mud across the floor, my mind a tangle of Lila's ghost and Dad's confession. I let her go that night. I didn't stop him. The words gnaw at me, relentless, and I need answers now. Mom, I say, my voice a blade. Who's him? What did Dad do? I lean over the table, palms flat, the letter crinkling under my weight. Her eyes flick up, bloodshot and cagey, and for a second, I see the woman who used to sing me to sleep, her voice rough but warm. That woman's gone, buried under years of gin and secrets. Don't, Rowan, she rasps, lighting another cigarette with trembling hands. The flame dances, casting shadows across her gaunt face. You're stirring up shit that don't need stirring. Lila's dead. Let her rest. Let her rest? I snatch the mug from her, slamming it into the sink where it shatters, brown sludge splattering the counter. Dad didn't let her rest, he let her. D. And you're sitting here like it's nothing. Tell me who he is, or I swear I'll tear this house apart until I find out. She exhales a plume of smoke, slow and deliberate, like she's buying time. Travis, she mutters finally, barely audible over the wind rattling the panes. Travis Hale. Worked for your dad at the mill. That's all you're getting. Now drop it, Travis Hale. The name lands like a stone in my gut, heavy and cold. I've heard it before whispers in town. A guy with a crooked nose and a temper, running a dive bar off Patton Avenue. But why him? What did he have to do with Lila? I open my mouth to press her, but the doorbell cuts through the tension, a shrill chime that makes us both jump. Mom curses under her breath, stubbing out her cigarette as I stride to the front door, my pulse thudding in my temples. It's Nora, standing on the porch with her arms crossed, her dark curls whipping in the wind. She's in her navy pea coat, the one I bought her last Christmas, and her brown eyes are sharp with worry. Rowan, what the hell? You hung up on me, and now you're not answering texts. I drove 2 hours from Charlotte because I thought. She stops, reading my face, the red rims around my eyes, the letter still clutched in my fist. What's going on? I pull her inside, the door banging shut behind us, and shove the letter at her. Read it. Dad killed Lila or let someone do it. Travis Hale. Mom knows, and she's been hiding it for 15 years. My voice cracks, and I hate how vulnerable I sound, how the hurt's bleeding through the rage. Nora scans the page, her lips parting as she takes it in. She's quiet too long, and when she looks up, there's a plea in her gaze. Rowan, this is awful. But you don't know the whole story yet. Don't do anything stupid. Come home with me. We'll figure it out together, okay? Figure it out? I laugh, bitter and jagged, pacing the living room. The plaid couch sags under a pile of Mara's laundry, and I kick it aside, the fabric reeking of stale cigarettes. There's nothing to figure out, Nora. They betrayed me. I'm not going anywhere until I know why, and until I make them pay. Pay? She steps closer, grabbing my arm, her grip firm but trembling. What does that even mean? You're scaring me. You're not thinking straight, this isn't you. Hello, everyone. Are you all still listening to this story? I'd be thrilled if you'd drop a comment below, letting me know where you're following this story from, and how your day has been so far. Thank you very much. I yank away, the heat in my chest flaring. Maybe Itis me. Maybe this is what I've always been under all the bullshit, angry, broken, ready to fight. You don't get it, Nora. She was my sister, my family. And they took her from me. Her face hardens, a rare edge cutting through her softness. I'm your family too, Rowan, or I thought I was. But if you're hell-bent on revenge or whatever, you're going to lose more than you think. Including me. She turns toward the door, hesitating, giving me a chance to stop her. I don't. The silence stretches, thick and suffocating, until she walks out, the screen door slamming like a gunshot. I sink onto the couch, the letter crumpling in my lap, and the room spins Mom's lies. Nora's ultimatum, Travis's shadow. The hurt's still there, raw and pulsing, but it's shifting, hardening into something else. A plan. I don't know what Travis did yet, or how Dad was tangled up with him, but I'll find out. And when I do, I'll break them all. The wind howls outside, and I feel Lila in it, her voice a whisper in my blood. Keep going. The neon sign above the rusty tap flickers like a dying pulse, casting a sickly green glow over the gravel lot. It's past midnight in Asheville, and the air is thick with the tang of spilled beer and pine sap. The Blue Ridge Mountains, a jagged silhouette against the moonless sky. I'm leaning against my beat-up Tacoma, the hood still warm from the drive, watching the bar's door for Mara. She's been dodging me since she handed me that damn letter 3 days ago. Her shift at this dive, her only tether to the world outside Mom's crumbling house. My breath fogs in the chill, and my fingers itch to tear something apart. Mom's lies, Dad's ghost, the whole rotting mess of my family. But I need Mara first. She knows more than she's let on, and I'm done waiting. The door swings open, spilling laughter and cigarette smoke, and there she is, 26, wiry, her auburn hair yanked into a messy bun. She spots me and freezes, her apron dangling from one hand, her hazel eyes wide like a rabbit caught in headlights. Rowan, what the hell are you doing here? She hisses, glancing over her shoulder as if someone's watching. The bar's regulars stumble out behind her, their voices slurring into the night, but I don't care who hears. We need to talk, I say, stepping closer, the gravel crunching under my boots. I pull the letter from my jacket pocket, its edges frayed from my constant handling, and hold it up. You gave me this, Mara. You knew what it said, Dad letting Lila die. Some guy named Travis, and you sat on it. For how long? She flinches, hugging her arms against the cold, and for a second, I see the kid she used to be tagging along after Lila and me, always stuck in the middle. I found it 4 years ago, she mutters, her voice barely above the wind. In Dad's old desk, after he died. I didn't know what to do, okay? Mom was already a wreck drinking, crying all the time. Her eyes dart away, and I see it a memory flickering. Mara, 16, peering through the kitchen door as Mom sobbed over Lila's photo. A gin bottle shaking in her hand, the room thick with despair. She'd turned away then, silent, carrying the weight to shield the only parent we had left. If I'd shown her, she continues, it would have killed her. Killed her? My laugh is sharp, cutting through the night like a blade. What about me, Mara? What about Lila? You let me think it was an accident, some random crash when you had this the whole time. I shake the letter, my hands trembling, and the hurt surges up again, raw and choking. You're as bad as Mom, hiding it to protect yourself. That's not fair, she snaps, stepping forward, her cheeks flushing. I was scared, Rowan. Scared of what it meant, of what you'd do. You're doing it now, charging in like you can fix everything. You can't. Lila's gone, and digging this up, it's going to ruin us. Us. I tower over her, my voice dropping low. Dangerous. There's no uses anymore. Not after this. Tell me what you know about Travis Hale. Mom said his name, but she clammed up. What did Dad owe him? Mara hesitates, her eyes darting to the bar, then back to me. I don't know much, she says finally, her words halting. Just bits I heard growing up. Travis worked at the mill before it shut down. Dad borrowed money from him, big money when things went south. Lila, she used to talk about him sometimes, when you weren't around. Said he was bad news, that Dad was in over his head. Her words hit like a punch, and a memory flickers. Lila, 16, her braids swinging as she leaned close one summer night on the porch, the cicadas buzzing around us, the air heavy with heat and secrets. Rowan, she'd whispered, her voice tight, if anything happens to me, it's because of Dad's dangerous people. Promise you'll look out for Mara. I'd laughed it off, 10 years old and clueless, the sound of her warning lost in the hum of the night. Now it's a shard of glass in my chest. Dangerous people, I echo, my throat dry. Travis? Maybe, Mara says, shrinking back. I don't know. But Rowan, please stop this. You're going to lose everything. Nora, Mom, me. It's not worth it. My phone buzzes in my pocket, cutting through the tension, and I yank it out. A text from Nora. I'm serious, Rowan. Come home tonight, or we're done. I can't watch you destroy yourself. My jaw tightens, and I shove the phone back, ignoring the sting in my eyes. Nora doesn't get it, I say, more to myself than Mara. None of you do. This isn't about losing, it's about justice. For Lila. Justice? Mara's voice cracks, and she grabs my sleeve, desperate. You think burning us all down is justice? Travis wasn't alone that night. I heard Dad once. Drunk, yelling about in them. There's more to this, and you're too blind to see it. I pull free, her words sinking in but not stopping me. Them? I mutter, my mind racing. A twist Travis had help? Another layer to peel back. But it doesn't change what I know. Dad betrayed Lila. Mom covered it, and Mara let it fester. The rage is a furnace now, searing away the last threads of doubt. I'm not blind, I say, turning toward my truck. I'm awake, and I'm going to find out who they are, starting with Travis. Rowan, wait, Mara calls, but I'm already climbing in, the engine roaring to life. The headlights cut through the dark as I peel out, the bar shrinking in my rear view. My hands grip the wheel, knuckles white, and Lila's voice echoes in my head. Promise you'll look out for Mara, but it's drowned by the drumbeat of my resolve. Nora's threat hangs heavy, a crack in the life I've built, but I can't turn back. Not now. The mountains loom ahead, silent witnesses to the war I'm about to wage. The sun's barely up, a weak smear of gold over the Blue Ridge Mountains. When I pull into the lot of Hale's Tavern off Patton Avenue, Asheville's waking slow, the air crisp with frost and the faint hum of delivery trucks rattling down empty streets. It's been 2 days since Mara dropped that bomb about Travis not being alone, and I've barely slept, my mind churning through scraps of memory and rage. The tavern squats like a toad in the dawn, light sagging roof, chipped paint, a neon open sign flickering in the window. This is his kingdom, Travis Hales, the man who took Lila from me or helped someone do it. I'm here to start digging, to turn his name into dust. I kill the engine of my Tacoma and sit for a moment, the cab cold, my breath clouding the windshield. The letters folded in my glove box now, a talisman I can't let go of. Its words branded into me. I let her go that night. I didn't stop him. Dad's confession, Mom's silence, Mara's hints they're puzzle pieces, and Travis is the corner I'll pry loose first. My hands flex, nails biting into my palms, and I feel it. The shift. The hurt's still there, a dull ache under my ribs, but it's hardening, cooling into something sharper resolve. I'm not just angry anymore. I'm a blade, and I'm going to carve answers out of this town. The bar is unlocked, the door creaking as I step inside. It reeks of stale whiskey and sweat, the kind of place where secrets stick to the walls like grime. A jukebox hums in the corner, spitting out some twangy ballad, and behind the counter, a guy I recognize, Jace Carter, wipes down glasses with a rag. He's broad-shouldered, 35, with a scruffy beard and eyes that carry too many fights. We went to high school together, back when Lila was still alive, and he's one of the few who never bought the accident story. Rowan Ellis, he says, smirking as he looks up. Didn't expect to see you slumming it here. I'm not here to drink, I say, sliding onto a stool. The wood's sticky, and I fight the urge to wipe my hands. I need to talk about Travis Hale. You work for him, don't bullshit me. What do you know? Jace's smirk fades, and he leans forward, elbows on the bar, his voice dropping. Straight to it, huh? What's this about? You look like you're ready to burn the place down. Maybe I am. I meet his gaze, unflinching. Lila didn't crash by accident. Dad wrote it, said he let her go. Didn't stop someone. Mom named Travis. Mara says he wasn't alone. I want the truth, Jace, and I want him to pay. He whistles low, glancing at the door like Travis might walk in any second. That's heavy shit, Rowan. Travis, he's a bastard, sure. Ran the mill crew like a gang back in the day, loan sharking on the side. Your dad owed him deep when the business tanked. But Lila? I never pegged him for a killer. Then why's his name tied to her? I lean closer, my voice a hiss. What did he do? Jace hesitates, then pulls a bottle of bourbon from under the counter, pouring 2 shots. He slides one to me, but I don't touch it. Heard rumors, he says finally, sipping his own. 15 years back, Travis was pissed your dad couldn't pay up. Word was, he took something else instead. Leverage. I didn't know it was Lila until now. If he pushed her off that road, he trails off, shaking his head. Leverage, I echo, the word sour in my mouth. My stomach twists, picturing Lila's car spinning out on Black Mountain Pass, her screams swallowed by the dark. Dad traded her to settle a debt? Maybe. Travis brags about teaching lessons when people cross him. This bar's his trophy bought it with blood money, far as I'm concerned. Jace's jaw tightens, and I see it a flicker of hate matching mine. I've wanted to stick it to him for years. He's got dirt on half the town, me included. Then help me, I say, the plan sparking in my mind like a match. We ruin him. Start here his bar. Dig up proof he was there that night, leak it, torch his reputation, then the place itself. Fire's poetic, don't you think? Jace stares at me, the bourbon halfway to his lips, then sets it down slow. You're serious. Shit, Rowan, that's arson. Cops'll sniff you out fast. Not if we're smart, I counter, my voice steady, cold. We find evidence first photos. Witness accounts plant it like he's been sloppy. Frame it as an insurance scam gone wrong. He goes down, and no one looks at us. He rubs his beard, considering, and I can almost hear the gears turning. I'm in, he says at last. Travis screwed me over too, blackmailed me into staying after I tried to quit. But we need more than rumors. I'll snoop around, see what he's got stashed in the back office. You check the mill, old files might still be there. I nod, the plan taking shape, a map of revenge unrolling in my head. Step 1, evidence. Step 2, plant it. Step 3, burn it all down. But as I stand to leave, my phone buzzes Mom. I answer, bracing myself. Rowan, she slurs, her voice thick with gin. I know you're poking around Travis. Stop it. I took his money to keep quiet, 50 grand, after Lila. You'll get us all killed. I freeze, the bar spinning around me. You took money? My voice is a snarl, and Jace raises an eyebrow. You sold her out? It was done, she snaps. I had you and Mara to feed. Leave it alone, or he'll come for us. She hangs up, and I'm left gripping the phone, my knuckles white. 50 grand. Blood money. The rage flares hotter, but now it's split Travis and Mom, both targets. I look at Jace, my resolve stealing. We start today, I say. He's not the only one who's going to pay. The old lumber mill sits like a skeleton on the edge of Asheville, its rusted silos clawing at the gray October sky. The wind whistles through broken windows, carrying the scent of decayed wood and motor oil, punctuated by the distant hoot of an owl, a graveyard of Dad's dreams. And now, I hope, the key to Travis's downfall. It's been 3 days since I recruited Jace at Hale's Tavern, and I'm here alone, my Tacoma parked behind a crumbling shed to avoid prying eyes. My boots crunch over gravel and shattered glass as I approach the foreman's office, a squat box of corrugated metal clinging to the past. If there's proof Dad's debt to Travis turned into Lila's death, it's here buried in files he never bothered to destroy. Inside, the air's thick with dust, motes swirling in the weak light slanting through cracked blinds. The desk's a mess, papers yellowed and curling, a rusted stapler, a mug with a faded "World's Best Boss" slogan. I start with the filing cabinet, its drawers screeching as I yank them open. Invoices, pay stubs, nothing useful until I hit a folder labeled personal. My heart stutters as I pull it out, the edges brittle. Inside, a handwritten note in Dad's blocky scrawl, October 15th, 09, Travis. $20 K a final payment, due 11/1. He's pressing hard. Below it, a scribbled addition. Lila knows. Can't let her talk. The date's a month before her crash. My hands shake, the paper crinkling, and I see her 17, fearless, confronting Dad about his dangerous people. Did she threaten to expose Travis? Is that why he took her? I shove the note into my jacket and keep digging, my pulse a drumbeat in my ears. Another find, a grainy Polaroid tucked in an envelope, showing Travis, younger, his crooked nose unmistakable, leaning against a black pickup near Black Mountain Pass. Dad's in the background, head down, hands in his pockets. The timestamp's smudged, but it's too close to that night. Evidence. My first real piece. I'm about to search more when my phone buzzes, Jace's name flashing. Yeah? I answer, crouching behind the desk in case someone's near. Got something, he says, his voice low, urgent. Bartender from '09, Eddie, still hangs around. Saw Travis peeling out of the pass that night, truck reeking of bourbon. He'll talk for cash. Meet me at the tavern, back lot noon. On it, I say, pocketing the phone. Eddie's a witness, step 2 falling into place. I grab the Polaroid and bolt, the mill's ghosts whispering as I slip out, the owl's cry fading into the wind. The drive to Hale's Tavern is a blur, my mind racing Travis at the scene. Dad's note. Mom's 50 grand. It's a web, and I'm untangling it thread by thread. Noon hits as I pull into the lot, Jace waiting by a dumpster. A wiry guy with a gray ponytail beside him, Eddie. He's twitchy, eyes darting, but he takes my $50 and spills. Travis was hammered, Eddie mutters, lighting a cigarette, screaming about and teaching a lesson. Saw him swerve off the pass, then hightail it back to town. Next day, your sister's car was at the bottom. Never said shit until now, Travis kill me. That's enough, I say, my voice tight, handing him another 20. You'll swear to it if I need you? He nods, skittering off, and Jace grins, slapping my shoulder. We've got him, Rowan. Photo, witness cops'll eat it up. Not yet, I say, the plan sharpening. We plant this at the bar, make it look like Travis slipped up. Then the fire. He's done. But as Jace nods, my phone rings again, Mom slurring worse than yesterday. Rowan, you idiot, she snaps. I told Travis you're sniffing around. He's coming for you. Run. I freeze, the air turning to ice. You told him? My shout echoes across the lot, and Jace spins, alarmed. You're protecting that bastard over me? He'll kill us, she sobs. Then the line goes dead. I hurl the phone into the gravel, my chest heaving. She's sabotaged me, sold me out again. The rage is a wildfire now, consuming doubt, and I turn to Jace. Change of plan. We move faster tonight. He's not getting away. Before Jace can argue, a car door slams nearby Nora, stepping out of her Prius, her face pale but set. She's been texting since her ultimatum. I'm worried, Rowan. Please talk to me. And I've ignored her, but here she is, coat flapping in the wind. Rowan, she says, striding over. This stops now. I know you're hurting, but you're throwing us away for this, whatever it is. Come home. I stare at her, the woman I've loved for 3 years, her brown eyes pleading, and something cracks. I can't, I say, my voice flat, dead. Travis killed Lila. Mom's covering for him. I'm ending it. If you can't handle that, leave. She steps back, tears welling, and shakes her head. You're not the person I fell for anymore. I'm done. She turns, gets in her car, and drives off. And I'm alone again, the silence deafening. Jace watches, quiet, as I pick up my phone, my hands shaking not from hurt now, but fury. Nora's gone. Another loss to tally, but it fuels me. Travis took Lila. Mom took my trust. Now Nora's taken herself. They'll all pay. The back room of Hale's Tavern smells like mildew and desperation, a cramped space cluttered with crates of cheap liquor, and a sagging desk where Jace and I huddle over our makeshift war map. It's past 2 a.m., the Asheville night pressing against the single grimy window. The Blue Ridge Mountains a dark smudge beyond. My hands are steady now, tracing lines on a sketch of the bar entrances, exits, the office where Travis keeps his secrets, the Polaroid, Dad's note, and Eddie's shaky promise sit in a pile beside a half-empty bottle of bourbon Jace poured, but I won't touch. Nora's gone. Mom's a traitor. And Lila's ghost is my only compass. This is it, the blueprint to bury Travis Hale. Jace taps the sketch, his finger smudging the pencil lines. Here's how it goes, he says, voice low, gravelly from too many smokes. Tomorrow night, Travis is out poker game across town. I've got keys from my shift. We slip in, plant the photo and note in his desk, make it look like he's been sloppy, hoarding trophies. Then, the fire. Molotov through the back window. Easy to pin on him, insurance scam gone bad. Cops'll bite once Eddie talks. I nod, picturing it. Flames licking up the bar's cheap paneling. Travis's empire crumbling while he's bluffing cards. Clueless. And the leak? I ask, my voice calm, mechanical. Like I'm someone else now, a strategist. Not a sister drowning in rage. Got a buddy at the precinct, Jace says, grinning crooked. Owes me a favor. We tip him off after the Blaze anonymous call. Point him to Eddie and the planted shit. Travis will be in cuffs by dawn. But we'll need more something to seal it. I've got a contact, a reporter named Kyle. Hungry for a scoop. We can feed him the story once it's done. I nod again. The plan sharpening evidence. Fire. Leak. Good. Kyle gets it after the cops move. Make it big. The words feel foreign, cold, but right. I'm not just breaking Travis. I'm burying him in the town's memory. Jace leans back, cracking his knuckles, but his eyes flick to me, wary. You sure about this, Rowan? No turning back once we light the match. I'm sure, I say, meeting his gaze. The hurt's a dull echo now, buried under layers of purpose. I see Lila in my mind, her braid, her laugh, her car twisted at the bottom of Black Mountain Pass and its fuel. He took her. Dad let it happen, Mom cashed in, and I'm the one left to fix it. Travis doesn't get to walk away. Jace nods, slow, then pulls a rag from his pocket, unwrapping 2 glass bottles, empty beer bottles, labels peeled off. Got these from the recycle out back. Gasoline's in my truck. We fill 'em, Wick's easy old bar towel. Lights up fast. He's done this before, I can tell, and I don't ask. Doesn't matter. He's my hammer, I'm the swing. I take one, testing its weight. The glass cool against my palm. It's simple, brutal, perfect. Step 1. Plant the evidence. Step 2. Burn the bar. Step 3. Frame Travis and leak it. The plan's a machine and I'm the engine, cold and relentless. But as I set the bottle down, the door creaks open and a shadow stumbles in Travis himself. Early, reeking of bourbon and sweat. His crooked nose catches the dim light, his eyes bloodshot, narrowing at us. What the fuck's this? He slurs, swaying, a hand on the wall. Carter, you pulling a double? And you? He squints at me. Recognition dawning. Ellis's kid. The hell you doing in my bar? My heart slams. But I stand, slow, deliberate, the rage a live wire under my skin. Jace tenses, hand slipping toward his pocket, but I wave him off. This is mine. Came to see the man who killed my sister, I say, voice flat, deadly. Lila Ellis. Black Mountain Pass. You are there. Travis blinks, then laughs a wet, ugly sound. That little bitch should have kept her mouth shut. Your dad owed me, and she thought she could snitch. He called me that night, said, take her to the pass, teach her a lesson. I swerved her off the road. Didn't mean to kill her, but shit happens. He shrugs, like it's nothing, like she was nothing. The room tilts. His words a match to gasoline. Dad didn't just let it happen, he ordered it. I lunge, fist cracking into his jaw, and he staggers, blood trickling from his lip. You're lying! I hit him again, knuckles splitting, the pain sharp and clean. Jace grabs me, hauling me back as Travis crumples, groaning. Rowan, stop, he's not worth it yet! Jace hisses, pinning my arms. Stick to the plan. I'm panting, vision red, but I nod, shaking him off. Travis coughs, spitting blood, and mutters, "You're dead, girl." "I'm dying anyway, cancer. 6 months. But I'll take you with me." The twist hits like a brick cancer. He's a dead man walking. For a second, doubt flickers. Does revenge matter if he's already gone? But then I see Lila's face, hear her voice. "Promise you'll look out for Mara," and it's gone. He doesn't get to escape on his terms. "You're not dying fast enough," I say, crouching close, my breath hot on his face. "I'm taking everything first, your bar, your name, your freedom. Then you can rot." I stand, wiping blood from my hands, and glance at Jace. Plans on. Tonight. He just made it personal. Travis groans, clutching his side, and I kick him once more hard before we drag him to a chair, tying him with bar rags. The blueprint's set, and now it's got teeth. The wind howls outside, Lila's echo in it, urging me on. The air's thick with gasoline and midnight as I stand in the alley behind Hale's tavern, the Molotov cocktail heavy in my hand. Asheville's asleep, the Blue Ridge Mountains a black curtain against the starless sky. The only sound the wind rattling bare trees and the faint hum of a distant train. It's October 28, 2024, 4 hours since Travis confessed in his drunken stupor. I swerved her off that road, and I've barely breathed, the rage a furnace in my chest. Jace is beside me, his own bottle glinting in the dim streetlight, his jaw tight. The bar's back window stares at us, a dark eye in the peeling wood, and I feel Lila in the shadows, watching, waiting. "Ready?" Jace whispers, flicking a lighter, the flame dancing like a devil's promise. I nod, my fingers tightening around the rag stuffed in the bottle's neck, dry, coarse, soaked just enough to catch. We've already been inside, planted the Polaroid and Dad's note in Travis's desk, smudged with his prints from when I shoved them at him earlier. He's still tied up in there, passed out, a rag gag muffling his groans. Step one's done. This is step two, fire. The bar is his pride, his blood money shrine, and I'm going to burn it to ash. I light the wick, the flame hissing to life, and hurl the bottle through the window. Glass shatters, a jagged scream, and the fire blooms orange and hungry, spreading across the floor where we'd splashed extra gas, the heat searing my skin, the wood cracking like bones. Jace throws his, the second explosion rocking the night, flames licking up the walls, devouring the cheap paneling. The heat hits my face, sharp and wild, and for a second, I'm transfixed, Lila's vengeance made real, her voice in the crackle. "Burn, you bastard," I mutter, stepping back as smoke billows, thick and acrid, stinging my eyes. "Let's go," Jace hisses, grabbing my arm, but then headlights slash the alley a pickup, slowing as it passes. A man's face peers out, grizzled, squinting through the dark. "Shit," Jace mutters. "That's old man Pritchard nosy asshole from up the street. He's seen us." My stomach drops, the plan teetering. "He can't ID us from here," I say. But my voice wavers, and Jace is already pulling me toward his truck, parked a block down. We run, boots pounding gravel. The fire's roar chasing us as sirens wail in the distance too soon, too close. Pritchard's a witness, a crack in the frame job, and my pulse hammers as we dive into the cab, Jace peeling out before the doors even shut. "Cops'll talk to him," he says, eyes on the rear view. We stick to the story Travis did it himself. Insurance scam. Eddie's wordle hold. I nod, gripping the seat, but doubt gnaws at me, Pritchard's face, the fire's chaos. It's unraveling, and I'm not done yet. My phone buzzes, Mom's number, and I answer, braced for her venom. "Rowan," she sobs, her voice raw, slurring through tears and gin. "I saw the smoke. You did it, didn't you? Oh God, you don't know what you've started. What I started." I snap, the truck jostling as Jace takes a sharp turn. "You started this taking Travis's money, letting Lila die. What else are you hiding?" she chokes. A wet, broken sound, and then it spills. Your dad, he didn't just owe Travis. He gave her to him. Lila found out about the loans, threatened to go to the cops. Travis wanted her quiet, said he'd forgive the debt if Dad handed her over. That night, Dad drove her to the pass, left her with him. I begged him not to, but he said we'd lose everything, Mara, you, the house. I took the money after, to survive. Rowan, I'm sorry. The line cuts as I hurl the phone against the dash, a scream ripping out of me, raw and guttural. Jace swerves, cursing, but I barely hear him. Dad gave her to Travis? Not just a bystander, a traitor. A coward who traded his daughter for a clean slate. The fire behind us feels small now, a spark next to the inferno in my chest. He sold her. I choke, fists slamming the glove box. My own father. Jace grips the wheel, silent for once, letting me rage. We're not done, I say, voice steadying, turning to ice. Travis burns tonight, but Mom, she's next. She doesn't get to cry her way out. The sirens grow louder, red and blue flashing in the side mirror, and I know Pritchard's talking. The plan's fraying Travis tied up. A witness, but I don't care. I see Lila's car, her body, Dad's hands on the wheel, Mom counting blood money. The fire's just the start. We ditched the truck in a back lot near Jace's place, slipping into the shadows as cop cars streak toward the blaze. My hands smell of gas. My lungs burn with smoke, and Lila's voice hums in the wind. Keep going. Travis is down, but not out. Mom's confession is a blade, and I'll wield it next. The woods behind Jace's trailer smell of wet pine and ash. The Blue Ridge Mountains a jagged wall against the pre-dawn sky. It's been an hour since we torched Hale's Tavern, and my hands still tremble with the ghost of gasoline. My lungs raw from smoke. Asheville's sirens have faded, but the night's alive with tension. The wind howling like it's trying to warn me or cheer me on. I'm crouched behind a stack of firewood, Jace beside me, his breath fogging in the chill. We're waiting, hiding until his cop buddy confirms the frame job sticks. Travis should be done, tied up in the blaze, but my gut twists. Something's off. A branch snaps, loud and deliberate, and I freeze. Jace curses under his breath, hand slipping to the knife at his belt. But it's too late. Travis staggers into view, his face blackened with soot, clothes singed, a revolver glinting in his shaking grip. He's alive, somehow he got free, crawled out of the fire I built for him. His crooked nose is swollen, blood crusted from where I hit him, and his eyes are wild, locked on me. You little bitch, he rasps, voice shredded by smoke. Thought you'd burn me out? I'm still here. I stand, slow, the rage of furnace reigniting in my chest. You should have stayed down, I say, stepping forward, my boots sinking into the muddy earth. You killed Lila. Confessed it. This ends now. He laughs, a wet, choking sound, and raises the gun, barrel wobbling but aimed at my heart. Killed her? Nah, I just drove her off the road. Your daddy ordered it, called me to the pass. Said she knew too much about my loans. His debts, told me to shut her up. I was the muscle. He was the brains. You're chasing the wrong ghost, girl. The words hit like a sledgehammer, cracking the air between us. Dad ordered it, called Travis to the pass. Set her up? Not just a coward who let it happen, a murderer by proxy. My vision blurs, Lila's face flashing her braid, her grin, her trust in him, and I lunge. No plan, just fury. The gun fires, a deafening crack, but the shot goes wide, splintering a pine trunk as I tackle him. We hit the ground hard, mud splashing, and I'm on him, fists slamming his face, his ribs, blood mixing with dirt. You're lying, I scream, but I know he's not. Mom's confession echoes it. He gave her to him. Travis wheezes, the gun slipping from his hand, and I grab it, pressing the barrel to his forehead, my finger trembling on the trigger. Rowan, stop. Jace's voice cuts through, sharp and desperate. He's behind me, yanking my shoulders, but I shove him off, the metal cold against Travis's skin. He's done, Jace pants, grabbing my wrist. Cops'll have him. Eddie's talking. The evidence is there. Don't do this. Travis smirks up at me, blood bubbling on his lips. Go on, kid. Finish it. Cancer's got me anyway. You'd just speed it up. His taunt's a match to my fuse, and I press harder, the gun shaking. Lila's voice screaming in my head. Justice, not this. Her braid swings in my memory. Her whisper, look out for Mara, and it pulls me back, just enough. But then headlights flood the clearing, and a car door slams. Nora. She's running toward us, her coat flapping, her face pale in the beam. Rowan, what the hell are you doing? She yells, voice breaking. I heard the fire on the scanner. Came back to stop you. Put it down, please. I freeze. The gun's still on Travis. Nora's plea slicing through the red haze. She's here after walking out, after my silence to her texts begging me to stop. Her eyes are wet, terrified, and for a second, I see us coffee mornings, her laugh, the life I've torched alongside the bar. He killed her. I choke, my voice raw. Dad told him to. They both did. I know it hurts, she says, stepping closer, hands up like I'm a wild animal. But this isn't you. You're not a murderer. Let the cops take him, let it end. Travis coughs, a wet rattle, and I stare into his eyes empty, dying, defiant. The weight of the gun shifts, my finger easing off the trigger as Lila's whisper holds me. Not this. I drop it into the mud, staggering back. Jace grabs it, kicking Travis onto his stomach, pinning him as he groans. Nora reaches for me, but I pull away, my chest heaving. It's not over, I mutter, more to myself than her. Dad's dead, but Mom, she knew. She's next. Rowan, no, Nora says, grabbing my arm this time, her grip fierce. You've lost enough me, your family, yourself. Stop before there's nothing left. I shake her off, the fire's echo still burning in me, and turn to Jace. Call your buddy. Get Travis locked up. I'm not done. Sirens wail closer, red and blue cutting through the trees, and I know Pritchard's ratted us out. The plan's a mess, Travis alive. Me a suspect, but Lila's vengeance isn't finished. Mom's confession waits, and I'll face it, even if it buries me. The dawn breaks over Asheville like a bruise, purple and gray smearing the Blue Ridge Mountains as I sit on the tailgate of Jace's truck, the cold metal biting through my jeans. My hands are caked with mud and Travis's blood. The revolver's weight still a ghost in my palm, though it's gone now, tossed into the woods when the cops swarmed in. They've got Travis, hauled off in cuffs, his burned-out bar a smoking ruin on Patton Avenue. Jace's cop buddy took the call, Eddie's testimony, the planted Polaroid, Dad's note, and the frame job stuck, at least for now. Travis is done, his name smeared across police radios, but victory tastes like ash in my mouth. The wind carries the faint wail of sirens, and Lila's voice hums in it, quieter now, unsatisfied. Jace leans against the truck, lighting a cigarette, the flame flaring in the half-light. It's over, Rowan, he says, exhaling smoke that curls into the chill. Travis'll rot in a cell till the cancer takes him. You got what you wanted, did I? I mutter, staring at my hands, the cuts on my knuckles throbbing. Nora's gone again, left after I shook her off, her plea echoing. Stop before there's nothing left. She was right about the cost, but wrong about the end, Travis confessed. Dad ordered it. Mom profited, and I've only burned half the rot away. I pull my phone from my pocket, cracked screen flickering as I dialed the burner line. Jace gave me Kyle, the reporter hungry for dirt. It's me, I say when he picks up. Leak it all, Travis Hale. The bar fire, the Ellis girl's death. Evidence is with the cop's photo. Note, witness. Send it through an encrypted email. Make it untraceable. Hit every outlet you've got. On it. Kyle grunts and hangs up. I drop the phone. The weight lifting for a second. Travis's ruin will be public by noon. His lessons exposed, but it crashes back as tires crunch gravel behind us. A cop car rolls up. Lights off. 2 officers stepping out, their faces grim. I tense, expecting cuffs for me, Pritchard's witness. The arson, but they're not looking at me. Rowan Ellis? The taller one says, voice flat. We need you at the station. Your sister. Mara, she's in custody. The world tilts, my breath catching. Mara? What the hell for? Accessory, he says, adjusting his cap. Found her prints on that letter you planted, the one tying your dad to Hale. She admitted knowing about it years ago, not reporting it. Obstruction of justice, maybe more once we dig into the fire. No, I choke, sliding off the tailgate, legs unsteady. She didn't. She wasn't part of this. But the pieces snapped together, brutal and clear. Mara gave me the letter, kept it hidden to protect Mom, and I used it to frame Travis. Her prints, her silence, my revenge dragged her in, a net I didn't mean to cast. Jace grabs my shoulder, steadying me as the cops wait, impatient. She's at the precinct, the second officer adds. You can see her, but she's not walking anytime soon. Lawyer up. They turn back to their car, leaving me gutted, the air thick with pine and guilt. I spin to Jace, voice breaking. This wasn't supposed to happen. Mara, she's all I had left. Lila's promise, look out for Mara, rings in my ears, a knife twisting. I avenged her, but at what cost? Travis is down, his bar ashes, his name trash, but Mara's caught, her life snared in my vendetta. The rage that fueled me gutters, leaving a hollow ache, and I see her 26, scared, behind bars because I couldn't stop. We'll fix it, Jay says, flicking his cigarette away. But his eyes don't meet mine. Get her a lawyer, spin it she didn't know the half of it. He's lying to himself as much as me, and I shake my head, stumbling toward my truck. I need to see her, I say, voice raw, climbing in. The drive to the station is a blur, the mountains looming like judges, the town waking to news of Travis's fall and mine. Inside, the precinct smells of coffee and bleach, buzzing with cops and radios. Mara's in a holding cell, her auburn hair tangled, her hazel eyes red-rimmed as she looks up at me through the bars. Rowan, she whispers, gripping the metal. Why didn't you stop? I told you it'd ruin us. I didn't mean for this, I say, my throat tight, hands fisting at my sides. I was after Travis' dad, Mom, not you. But you didn't care who got hurt, she snaps, tears spilling. You burned everything, and I'm paying for it. I kept that letter to save Mom, not to start a war. Now I'm here, and you're free. How's that justice? Her words cut deeper than Travis's gun, and I stagger back, the triumph souring to bile. I'll get you out, I choke. But she turns away, sinking onto the cot, a wall between us thicker than steel. The cop ushers me out, and I'm left in the hall, the buzz of the precinct a dull roar. Travis is broken, but Mara's the price, my sister, my shadow, caught in the fallout. Lila's vengeance is done, but the bonds I swore to protect are ash. The rain drums on the roof of my Tacoma, a relentless tattoo that matches the ache in my chest as I sit parked outside Mom's house. It's late afternoon, October 30, 2024, and Asheville's wrapped in a shroud of mist. The Blue Ridge Mountains, half lost in the gray. The windshield streaked with water, blurring the sagging porch where I first read Dad's letter a week ago, a lifetime ago. Travis Hale's in jail, his bar a charred husk, his name poison on every radio in town. Kyle's story hit this morning. Front page of the Citizen Times. Local bar owner linked to 15-year-old murder. I won. Lila's justice is done, but the victory's a hollow shell, rattling with loss. I cut the engine, the silence heavier than the rain, and step out, my boots splashing in puddles that reflect the dull sky. My hands ache, knuckles scabbed from beating Travis, and my lungs still carry the faint sting of smoke. Nora's gone, her Prius hasn't been back since she begged me to stop, her absence a wound. I can't stitch. Mara's locked up, her accusing eyes haunting me, and Mom's inside, a ghost I haven't faced since she confessed. Dad traded Lila. I've burned them all, and now I'm alone. the architect of my own ruin. The porch creaks as I climb the steps, the air thick with damp wood and mildew, a scent that's home and hell in one. I push the door open, and there she is, Mom, slumped on the plaid couch, a bottle of gin dangling from her fingers. The TV's on, muted, some talking head mouthing about Travis's arrest. Her gray hair's wild, her skin sallow, and she doesn't look up as I stand there, dripping rain onto the rug. You happy now? She slurs, eyes fixed on the bottle. You got him. Ruined us all. Happy? I echo, my voice low, dangerous, as I step closer. You think this was about happy? You and Dad killed Lila him with his deal. You with your silence. 50 grand, Mom. You sold her for that. She flinches, the bottle slipping to the floor, gin pooling on the worn wood. I didn't kill her, she whispers, tears cutting tracks through her face. I begged him not to. He said, Travis, take the house. Take you and Mara. I took the money after to keep us alive. You don't know what it was like. I know enough, I snap, towering over her. You let me think it was an accident. Let Mara carry that letter like a bomb. And now she's in jail because of me because I used it to get Travis. You're not the victim here. Her sobs a broken thing, and she curls into the couch, a shell of the woman who raised me. I want to hate her, but there's a crack in it. A flicker of pity I can't shake. She's lost too, crushed by Dad's choices, her own cowardice. I turn away, pacing to the window, the rain a gray curtain beyond. The house feels smaller, suffocating. Every creak a memory, Lila braiding my hair, Mara giggling, Dad's quiet hum. Gone, all of it. And I'm the one who lit the match. My phone buzzes in my pocket. A text from Jace. Travis pleaded out 10 years. Won't last 6 months with the cancer. Mara's bail's set, but she's not talking to me. You okay? I don't reply, shoving it back. Okay? I'm a husk, gutted by what I've done. Travis's jail cell is a win, but Mara's arrest is the cost my sister, snared by my vengeance, her life tangled in legal bullshit, because I couldn't see past my rage. Nora's voice haunts me. You've lost enough, and she's right. I've got nothing left but ghosts. I sink into the armchair, the springs groaning, and stare at Mom, her breathing shallow, her hands trembling. Why didn't you fight? I ask, softer now, the fight draining out. For Lila. For us. She doesn't answer, just sobs, and I lean back, the rain's rhythm filling the silence. I try to picture Mara, free go to her, beg, but the precinct turned me away this morning. Her friend's voice cold on the phone. She doesn't want you. The victory's a lie, Travis is down, but I'm not free. I see Mara behind bars, Nora driving away, Lila's car at the pass. I wanted justice, but this is vengeance, and it's eaten me alive. The mountains loom outside, silent judges, and I wonder if Lila's watching, if she'd forgive me or damn me for what I've cost us. The rain keeps falling, and I sit there, hollow, waiting for something to fill the void. Outside, a neighbor's curtain twitches, whispers of blood money have spread. Mom's shame, a public scar. Now, another price I didn't mean to exact. The cemetery clings to the edge of Asheville like a forgotten scar, its crooked stones swallowed by the Blue Ridge Mountains' shadow. It's November 1, 2024, 2 days since Travis's plea, and the air's sharp with frost, the ground crunching under my boots as I weave through the graves. The rain stopped, leaving a damp chill that seeps into my bones, but I barely feel it. My hands are stuffed in my jacket pockets, the scabs on my knuckles itching, a reminder of the fight I can't outrun. Lila's here, somewhere among the weathered markers, and I've come to face her, or what's left of her before. I decide what's next. Her stones small, moss-stained, tucked under a gnarled oak. Lila Marie Ellis, 1992-2009, beloved daughter and sister. I kneel, the earth cold through my jeans, and trace the letters with a trembling finger. The wind whispers through the branches, a low moan that could be her voice, and I shut my eyes, seeing her 17, laughing, braiding my hair too tight on the porch. I did it, Lila, I murmur, my breath fogging. Travis is gone jail, then the cancer'll take him. Dad's name's Mud, Mom's broken. But Mara, God, Mara's paying for it too. My voice cracks, and I press my palms to the stone, the roughness grounding me. The silence stretches, heavy, and I replay it all: Dad's letter, the fire, Travis's confession, Mara's arrest. I wanted justice, thought it'd fill the hole he left when he traded her to Travis, when Mom cashed in her blood. But it didn't. I'm empty, a shell carved out by revenge, and the people I swore to protect Lila's memory, Mara's future, are the ones I've hurt most. You told me to look out for her, I whisper, tears stinging. I failed you, failed us both. A twig snaps behind me, and I turn, wiping my face. It's Jace, his broad frame trudging up the hill, a manila envelope in his hand. He stops a few feet away, his beard flecked with gray in the pale light, and nods at the grave. Figured you'd be here, he says, voice gruff. Mara's lawyer got this to me, asked me to find you. She's out on bail, court's pending, but she wrote you something. My heart lurches, and I stand, taking the envelope with shaky hands. It's thin, the paper creased, and I tear it open, unfolding a single sheet in Mara's looping scrawl. Rowan, it starts. I'm still mad furious at what you did. I didn't ask for this, didn't want it. But I get it now, why you couldn't stop. Lila was ours, and they took her. I kept that letter to save Mom. You used it to save Lila's truth. We both lost. I don't hate you, not forever. Just fix yourself. For her. For me, Mara. The words blur as tears spill, and I clutch the letter, a sob breaking free. Forgiveness not full. Not yet, but a crack in the wall she'd built. Jace shifts, awkward, and clears his throat. She's at her friend's place in town. Won't see you yet, but she wanted you to know. Lawyer thinks she'll get probation, first offense. No real intent. You're not off the hook, though. Cops still sniffing around the fire. I nod, swallowing hard, the weight lifting just enough to breathe. Thanks, Jace, I say, folding the letter into my pocket. He shrugs, heading back down the hill, leaving me with Lila and the mountains. Mara's words are a lifeline, fragile but real, and I cling to them. She's out, not free, but alive because of me, despite me. Travis rots. Mom's a wreck. Nora's gone, but Mara's still here, and that's something. I turn back to the grave, the oak's shadow stretching long in the fading light. I'm leaving, Lila, I say, voice steadier now. This town, these mountains, they're yours now. I can't fix what I broke, but I'll try for Mara, for you. The wind picks up, rustling the leaves, and I swear it's her soft, forgiving, letting me go. I stand, brushing dirt from my knees, and walk back to the Tacoma, the cemetery fading behind me. The engine rumbles to life, and I sit there, staring at the road ahead away from Asheville, from the ashes I've left. Mara's letter is a promise, a tether to something better, and I'll chase it. The mountains stand silent, witnesses to my war, and I drive, not knowing where, but knowing I can't stay. Lila's at peace, maybe, and I'll find mine somehow. The highway stretches out like a ribbon of gray through the Blue Ridge Mountains, the Tacoma's engine a steady growl beneath me as I drive west, away from Asheville. It's November 2, 2024, the sun dipping low, painting the peaks in shades of amber and blood. My hands grip the wheel, knuckles still scabbed, the letter from Mara tucked in my jacket pocket, a fragile anchor in the wreckage I've left behind. The rearview mirror shows nothing but road and trees, but I feel them all: Lila's ghost, Mara's forgiveness, Mom's ruin, Nora's absence trailing me like shadows I can't shake. The wind whips through the cracked window, cold and fierce, and I swear it carries Lila's voice, a whisper I can't quite catch. I don't know where I'm going. Charlotte's a memory. Its community college job, a life I torched alongside Travis's bar. Maybe Tennessee, maybe further, somewhere the mountains don't loom like judges over my every breath. The gas gauge hovers near half, the truck rattling with every mile, and I let it pull me forward, away from the ashes of a town that raised me, broke me, and spat me out. Travis is in a cell, his cancer counting down his days. Mom's a husk, drowning in gin and guilt. Shunned by neighbors who whisper of her blood money, Mara's free on bail, her future a coin toss in court. I won, I lost, and the scales still don't balance. The road curves, dipping into a valley where the trees thin, and I pull over, gravel crunching under the tires. The silence hits hard, broken only by the wind rattling the pines, and I step out, leaning against the hood. The air's crisp smelling of earth and frost, and I tilt my head back, eyes tracing the fading light. Was it worth it, Lila? I murmur, the words swallowed by the vastness. I see her car at the pass, Dad's betrayal calling Travis to shut her up, Mom counting her 50 grand. The fires roar justice, vengeance, a line I crossed and can't uncross. Travis paid, but Mara's eyes behind bars, Nora's tears, Mom's sobs, they're the cost, carved into me like scars. A hawk circles overhead, its cry piercing the dusk, and I pull Mara's letter out, unfolding it again. I don't hate you, not forever. Fix yourself. Her words are a lifeline, a chance I don't deserve but cling to. She's still there, somewhere in Asheville, and maybe her friend will let me call one day, not as the sister who burned it all, but as someone new. I fold it away, the paper soft from my touch, and glance at the road ahead. Leaving's not running, it's breathing, surviving, a step toward whatever's left of me. Headlights flicker in the distance, a car cresting the hill behind me, and I tense, my hand brushing the pocket where a knife rests, a habit from the war I fought. It slows, a dark sedan, windows tinted, and my pulse kicks up. Travis's friends? Cops? Someone sniffing the arson's trail? It lingers, then speeds off, taillights vanishing into the twilight, and I exhale, shaky. A warning, maybe, or nothing, just paranoia from a life I've shattered. But it's enough to remind me the echoes don't fade, not yet. I climb back in, the engine coughing to life, and pull onto the highway. The wind howls louder, tugging at the truck, and I hear her, Lila, faint but clear, keep going. Not forgiveness, not blame, just a push, a call to move. The mountains shrink in the mirror, Asheville a memory swallowed by dusk, and I drive, the road unspooling into the unknown. Did I heal her wound, or deepen mine? Was it justice, or just blood on my hands? The questions hang, unanswered, as the wind sings, her voice an echo. I'll carry free, scarred, alive.